2024. And stories coming up, President Joseph Boakai receives investigative report on recent security breach at recent UMU graduation. Deputy Finance Minister Tanya Bronson shows government's commitment to clearing its liabilities to regional and continental bodies. Inter-agency rescue and recovery team intensifies such efforts at the Chio mines in Rivers as many are said to still be trapped underground. And away from home, a bus crash kills at least 45 people in South Africa's Limpopo province. We have all of these stories, sports, and many more coming up. But first, let's take a bulletin of news with Emmanuel Colley.
The Special Investigative Team set up to probe into the security breach at the United Methodist University commencement convocation has presented its findings to President Joseph Boakai. The investigative team is made of representatives from the Liberia National Police, the Armed Forces of Liberia, and the Executive Protection Service. According to an executive marching release, the team's findings will, among other things, recommend that the intruder identified as Sam Khan will be charged for offensive touching and reckless endangerment. The release also, or the report also considers the failure of the EPS agents to ensure proper protection of the president amid such invasion as violation of the EPS deputy manual and the standard operating procedure governing the service. At the same time, President Joseph Boakai has affirmed his commitment to fighting public corruption and waste. President Boakai said his administration will fight corruption and will focus on his office's willingness to always remind those appointed to serve at the will and pleasure for the people of Liberia. In an interview with the BBC, the Liberian leader said the backwardness of the country is largely due to public corruption.
Corruption is responsible for where we are, for all the crises we've had, because a lot of people will come to government believing that they come there to enrich themselves.
President Joseph Boakai said while he is meticulous about the appointment of individuals in government, those already appointed are constantly warned of the consequences of their actions. According to him, government will endeavor to use the country's resources wisely and inspire Liberians to work hard to improve their lives. Government says it remains committed to clearing liabilities owed to regional and continental bodies. Deputy Finance Minister for Budget Tanya Bronson said Liberia's extended liability stands at 59 million United States dollars. Minister Bronson noted that the payment is essential to improving government's credibility, thereby boosting its extended confidence.
We have committed ourselves to paying liabilities owed to regional and continental bodies like the ECOWAS, African Union, and in line with the PFM law, we have committed to paying our external and domestic obligations in a tune of 129 million. Domestic liability comprised of 69.18 and external liability 59.82 million.
The Deputy Finance Minister for Budget made a statement Thursday at MICAT regular press conference in Monrovia. Minister Bronson also disclosed that the ministry has allocated about 23 million United States dollars for government's operations for the next 100 days. Government has intensified rescue and recovery efforts at the Chio mining site in Rivers County. It is believed that about 30 miners are trapped under the rubble after a pit collapsed on them, causing the mudslide on Monday. An interagency team comprising the Armed Forces of Liberia, Ministry of Mines and Energy, National Disaster Management Agency, and B Mountain Friday launched a full-scale search operation with the hope of finding more people. 10 people have already been confirmed dead, while 16 or 17 have been rescued since the tragic incident. The Ministry of Mines and Energy is also conducting an investigation as to how the pit was abandoned by mining company without the appropriate safety measures. Grand Cook County Senator Yumin Batikwa has identified recent storm victims in Southtown. According to our correspondent, Senator's office Wednesday donated 83 bundles of zinc and rice. Senator Batikwa has previously given 500,000 Liberian dollars to the affected residents. The intervention followed a safety plea by the victims asking for assistance to rebuild their houses damaged by the storm. Meanwhile, the storm victims have lauded Lieutenant Batikwa for his crucial intervention. A brand new yellow machine worth at least 60,000 US dollars has been donated to the residents of District 4 in Margibi County. The initiative was carried out by Margibi County District 4 Representative Emmanuel Yah, aimed at curbing road challenges in the area. Representative Yah told ELBC the move was triggered by calls from residents of the area during the 2023 campaign to reconstruct roads across the district. The Margibi County District 4 lawmaker is, however, urging residents of the district to take ownership of the machine. Meanwhile, Representative Yah has assured residents of District 4 in Margibi of his administration's commitment to improve their livelihoods. Residents of Bapolo County have alarmed over the lack of vehicles and basic logistics for police in the county. According to the citizens, the lack of vehicle is hindering law enforcement in Bapolo as the police are unable to carry out arrests in various districts. The citizens are calling on the government to quickly intervene by providing vehicles to enable the joint security effectively execute their duties. In another development, a huge quantity of Liberian banknotes has arrived in the county to fast-track exchange of the legacy banknotes. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Liberia is encouraging residents of Bapolo County to take their old Liberian dollars to the M2 Bank in the county for replacement. Lofa County University Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Molukoso, is calling for holistic corruption fight in the Buakalet administration. Dr. Koso noted for too long, past governments had placed more emphasis on financial misappropriations in corruption fight and grossly neglected what he calls service provision corruption in public service. With his calls, the Lofa County Vice President for Academic Affairs has urged the Buaka-led government to enforce effective performance of civil servants to curb bad work habits. Dr. Koso, who is acting president of the Lofa County University, said service provision corruption has overwhelmed government institutions and called for a radical approach to compel effective performance in public service. The Liberian educator believes the Buaka-led administration will succeed in corruption fight if civil servants are held accountable for the job they do at their workplaces. And former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor says poverty, early pregnancy, and harmful cultural practices are hindering the process on the progress of young women in West Africa. But until acknowledged some gains made, but said young women will need to be inspired and help create change in their home communities. The former vice president made a remark recently at the opening of the West Africa Adolescent Girls Summit in Monrovia.
Emmanuel Colley with the news bulletin. He will be back on the program with the foreign development. You're listening to Newsline here on ELBC Radio, one of the big